Week 3 of the NFL preseason is chock full of rivalries. You have the battle for New York, you have the battle for LA, you have Washington against Baltimore, and then you have the LaFleur brothers who are battling for supremacy, Matt and Mike. We're going to talk about Arizona and Green Bay on this video in their Friday matchup at Lambeau Field. We're also going to talk about the Dolphins and the Falcons. Double gamer video powered by WagerTalk. I'm Ted Savansky, Teddy Covers, and let's start by looking at the Odds Logic live odds screen for Friday. Atlanta, I'm seeing 3.5, some 4s popping up for the Falcons in Miami against the Dolphins. Total in that game sitting 36.5. And there are still big questions for both teams. For Miami, we don't know if Quinn Ewers is going to be able to go as the backup QB. For Atlanta, the quarterback rotations have been announced, and there were questions about whether Mike Penix was going to be able to go this week. Penix has been given the clear to practice. He has not been given the clear to play in these games. So we're not going to see Michael Penix here. The quarterback rotation for Atlanta is going to be Tua, followed by Jack Strand and Cooper Rush. I'm not convinced they're going to be in that order. Strand and Rush last week were both excellent for Atlanta. The week before, not so much, but Rush, 10 of 11, 86 yards. Strand, the undrafted rookie free agent out of Minnesota State Moorhead, 212 yards passing and a couple of touchdowns last week. So both guys played well in week 2 after not so much in week 1. The talk from Miami, from the quarterback rotation, is very question and dicey. What Miami is interested in doing, they're interested in hitting Tua. They're like, yeah. We're going up against our old quarterback. And of course, the Dolphins quarterback rotation last week against the Giants was awful. When you talk about the Miller/Gronkowski duo, would they finish that game? Cam Miller and Mark Gronkowski combined 102 total yards for Miami in that ballgame. They gave up 390, so outgained nearly 4-1. Jeff Hafley wasn't freaked out by the performance. Quote, a lot of the guys who were playing, I liked how hard they played. The details just aren't good right now. These are important moments. I want to see who can step up and who we can count on as we get towards the 53. And of course, that makes sense, So quarterback rotation here certainly points towards the Falcons as road chalk. That being said, we talk about the second half of this game, and we talk about Miami in particular as a team that has more roster spots open than most. Look, the Dolphins are as bad as it gets in the NFL this year. They're lined as a team that's going to be lucky to win 5 games in 2026. A new head coach, new systems, and lots of guys playing for jobs in the second half of this ballgame. Atlanta, we like Kevin Stefanski, certainly, in terms of a coach who we believe has a solid game plan for his team. But when it comes to a week 3 preseason sense of urgency, like I'm willing to lay more than a field goal on the road, no, I'm not. This is a scenario where I think the point spread is plenty high enough, maybe a little bit too high. If I'm playing, I want the home dog Dolphins on Friday night in Miami. And I understand if it's Cam Miller and Gronkowski were not good a week ago. And I'm going to read some of it. I probably should have given you more Miller. I got more Miller quotes here. And we could see Ewers this week, but Hafley talked about some of the situations that caused Miami to have the problems a week ago. You're talking about really hard situations that we put them in, being backed up, playing from the -5 yard line multiple times, trying to throw the ball backed up in there. It was hard. These are things that where I think they were put into some tough situations. But truthfully, there were times where it just wasn't good enough. It needs to be played better. It needs to be coached better. And you always wanted to put it all on the quarterback. Did the wideout run the right route? Did he drop the ball? Was the protection okay? Just really a tough night to get a really clear eval. But clearly, certainly, it needs to improve. So that urgency is there for Miami this week. For Atlanta, coming off a big blowout win in preseason action last week, not so much. So bottom line, I understand why the Falcons are road chalk here. I just think it's a little bit high. If I'm playing, I want the home dog Dolphins in this one. Before I talk about the battle of the LaFleur brothers in Green Bay, I do want to let you know about a couple things going on right now at WagerTalk.com. First, I want to talk the Splash Sports contest. A, because it's cool. B, because someone's going to win $21 million. And if it's not me, I want it to be one of you guys. It's obviously a survivor contest. Go to splashsports.com/WagerTalk. 21 million guaranteed. Again, splashsports.com/WagerTalk. Password WagerTalk is going to get you $100 in credit. So you can sign up for other contests. You can do all kinds of stuff at Splash Sports. But $1,000 entry fee for this survivor, 21 million guaranteed. Someone's going to win it. And of course, when you do the online survivor, there's no proxy, there's no flight to Vegas, you don't have to worry about hotel rooms, there's no Saturday deadline. So it really is positive. Splashsports.com/WagerTalk. Check it out right now. 21 million guaranteed. I also want to talk about my personal service. Obviously, last year, I've talked about it. Last year was not the type of year I expect. I'm not happy about it. What are you going to do? You work harder, you focus, and you get ready for the next season. That's where I am now for 2026. Sign up for my full NFL season, $5.99. That gets you every play from today right through the Super Bowl. All 5% included, no nonsense. Take $50 off. Use promo code Teddy50 at checkout. Again, Teddy50 gets you $50 off my full season. And oh, by the way, the NFL season win report, which is 105, 56, and 3, 65% over the last 25 years. You get that for free when you buy my season package. So again, Teddy50 at checkout will get you $50 off the NFL full season. So when we talk about the battle of the LaFleur brothers in Green Bay, and right now look at the Odds Logic live odds screen. One more promo and I'm done, I promise. But oddslogic.com/Teddy gets you a free 7-day trial. And it's football season. It's time to sign up for this stuff. If you want, check it out. Again, oddslogic.com/Teddy. But the Odds Logic live odds screen, I'm seeing Green Bay -1/pick'em. Total in this game is sitting at 36. Worth noting, total-wise, there could be windy conditions in Green Bay on Friday night. That is something worth checking. It's time to check the weather forecast, guys. You know how it is. It's football season now. You got to check the weather forecast week in and week out. And certainly, when we talk about a team, a matchup here between a head coach who's established and a head coach who's not established. And oh, by the way, they're brothers. You know, which one wants, who got the urgency? It would be the Arizona LaFleur, not the Green Bay LaFleur, at least in this bettor's opinion. And from all indications, these guys have been doing joint practices this week. And, you know, Packers are the better team by a wide margin than Arizona. But it looks like Green Bay is getting their meaningful work for the starters in the joint practices. It's likely to be a whole lot of backups and third stringers on the field for Green Bay come Friday night. Now, it could well be a very similar situation for Arizona. That being said, it looks, we do not have official confirmation, but it looks as if Carson Beck is going to be healthy enough to go for the Cardinals. He's been very good in the backup role this preseason. He missed last week's game and Arizona didn't play well. We've seen this Cardinals offense work here in August more than once. You know, they played 3 games. 2 of the 3, the offense was able to move the ball consistently up and down the field. Arizona does have the deeper quarterback rotation. And again, when you're talking about the final preseason game where guys are legitimately, you know, they're playing for a career. You want the team that has more roster spots, you know? Arizona's got a bunch of guys fighting for their playoff, their NFL lives. Green Bay, not so much. So it's a pick'em, Packers -1. If I'm playing here, it could only be Arizona plus. I want no part of Green Bay minus or even Green Bay at that pick'em price. Thank you so much for watching WagerTalk TV, guys. We really appreciate the comments, the likes, the follows. You guys make this possible. I mean, the way we have 250,000 followers, it's insane. It's awesome. If you haven't done so, like, comment, subscribe to WagerTalk TV. Thanks for watching and best of luck with all your bets this weekend. Stay tuned right here on this channel for more quality video content powered by WagerTalk. And be sure to check out my homepage, wt.buzz/TC, to get on board with any and all packages for this weekend and this football season. Cheers. Have a great day.